It's the Mr. Social Podcast. My name is St. James, and today I'm with Monae. She is a dating and relationship coach who turned her own personal tragedy into triumph. After coming back from a really bad breakup, she was able to start up her own particular brand to help people like you and me be able to get the best out of relationships. Girl, what's happening?
Hey.
Girl, don't leave me hanging.
Never leave you hanging. Never.
That's what's up. So are you in the A now, or where are you at? Where are you from?
I'm here in Atlanta. I moved here from DC. I love it here. I can't even find one reason not to like it. I love Atlanta.
It is 100 degrees out here, and you like this?
I love it. Well, no, okay. I'm staying inside now. I'm gonna be inside now.
Okay.
I'm gonna be inside in the summer months. Fall and spring are my thing.
So give me a little bit about Monae when she was growing up. What type of person were you? What were you into? And what did you like?
Okay, so I was very quiet.
Mm-hmm.
I was not very confident, super smart.
Really?
Love math. I was actually graduated from a magnet high school.
That's why I'm so attracted to you.
Oh, come on now, attraction. So I graduated from a magnet high school. I left for the military. I was in the Air Force for 10 years.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, absolutely. My pleasure.
Mm-hmm.
I spent quite a bit of time, not necessarily traveling the world, so that's why I was like, hey, y'all, gotta go.
Mm-hmm.
I definitely wanted to get, I wanted something more. I wanted to commission. I had got my degrees. I actually went and got my MBA.
Mm-hmm.
And I wanted to commission, and it seemed like every time I got ready to do it, because I was a single parent, I wanted to get out.
Exactly.
I wanted to make up for the income I didn't have.
Mm-hmm.
And I just seemed like every time I was trying to go, I kept hitting a wall. So I asked God for guidance, and a man walked up to me and told me, God is giving you your answer.
Really?
But you're not listening.
Don't you hate when that happens?
So I listened.
Okay.
And I went and clicked my button, and I had maybe 3 months left, and I just went ahead and called it a quits, but it worked out in my favor. I call it the parachute. Every time I jump out a perfectly good plane, the parachute opens. God always opens my parachute for me.
Sure, you're right.
So He led me here. He led me here through my father. My father was working for the U.S. government, but overseas. He moved back to Atlanta. We had gotten close in our relationship. I said, you know what, Dad? I'm coming.
Okay.
I wanted to be near the fire. I wanted to help build the legacy. I was like, I'm coming. So I headed here, and everything pretty much unfolded after that. I had the idea.
Okay.
About the dating coach during the pandemic.
Okay.
And after I got here, I just started really focusing on getting that out, building that space. And honestly, I probably took this thing people don't tell you.
Okay.
I took about a year and a half trying to figure out what it was I want to do. But you have to be in action in order to figure it out.
Sure, you're right.
So that's the thing people don't tell you. You got to be in action. You can't stay in the...
You can't say what your comfort is.
Yeah, analysis paralysis. You can't stay in that area forever. You have to get up and do the action so you can regroup and go forward.
So here's something that's pretty interesting. You came from a magnet school. I actually came from a magnet school as well. And we see that there's a lot of people, academics, people who are very, very high scholastically, but are low functioning financially. And it's very, very frustrating for them because they're saying, I am so smart, I have all these degrees and I've got these degrees, but unfortunately it's not translating to my income. And one of the reasons is they're too smart for their own good. I'm not saying this is a blanket statement, but it is a very frustrating thing because people with high ambition but low work ethic don't work out, and people with high intellectual acumen but low application also doesn't work. So somehow you were able to take what you learned at these magnet schools and getting your MBA and from the military, which will teach you how to be disciplined.
It will teach you some things.
And this amazing opportunity that you had to work with your dad, to come into your dad, to help you take to the next level. So now we're moving towards 2020, 2021. It is the height of the pandemic. What are you asking yourself at this time? And what was the catalyst that helped you become this amazing dating coach?
I wanted to know, so right before the pandemic, maybe December, I guess it was starting, we didn't know, the world didn't know. I was dating a young man, the love of my life.
He better not be better looking than me, otherwise there's going to be a problem.
Now, let me tell you now, I love a chocolate man now, but you're pretty handsome. So, to this day, he's living my life. We just are not a good match.
Wonderful.
And so we broke up.
Okay.
And then I started looking at myself, why do I keep having these recurring things?
Okay.
And it came to me that you are the common denominator in all of your relationships.
Whoa, so that was a deep self-analysis.
Yes, you are the common denominator in all your relationships. So it's something that's not firing, not functioning in the right way, that's not getting the results you desire.
Mm-hmm.
So when I started out, I wanted to be a wife.
Mm-hmm.
I'm now at the place where I just want to be happy.
Thank you. Okay.
I just want to be happy. I don't focus on, am I going to get married? Am I going to have this big, grandiose love story? I just focus on my happiness.
Right.
So when a guy asks me what I'm looking for, I just want to be happy.
Hey, man, give me a high five on that there, sis. And I think that's something that a lot of people, if I say women or if I say men, I mean everybody, that we tend to overlook. So I think that's something that both genders, both male and female, something that we overlook is just happiness. But I want to build on this, and maybe you can correct me.
Okay.
When you are partnered with somebody, you shouldn't just be concerned about your own happiness, but how can we be happy as a team?
Yes.
That's a very, very big point, because if I'm committing myself to somebody else and they're committing themselves to me, it is no longer you and me. It is we and we.
Okay.
All right, you can take that one.
I'll be a little controversial.
Okay.
In a marriage,
in
an engagement,
Oh.
in a level to where you have shown me that you have added me to your future, and we are going somewhere. Now I'm concerned about the we and not the me.
That's a very good
Because you
point.
have implemented that in my life.
Talk about it. There's people I've seen, and I'm going to go switch my pitch, who I've seen who are like, look, I'm only looking for polygamy.
That's the new thing.
Yeah, and I'm like, that's too much of a headache. I could barely remember my own birthday. Now I got to remember hers and hers. Oh, forget it. Count me out.
Hers and hers feelings, emotions, all of those things. Like, it's a lot, but some people, it looks fun and it's a new trend. So people are following the trend. That's where we can pivot.
I don't have enough energy.
Uprise of the ladies. The ladies are uprising.
Look, I don't got the budget.
The budget.
I don't got the bandwidth.
Okay.
And I sure as hell ain't got the patience. I'm one-on-one and we done.
I know that's right.
So somebody unfortunately kind of said, you're not ready to be that person anymore. And what helped you say, I want to now be a dating coach? And what was the steps that you took in order to become a dating coach?
So crazy thing, Robert Smith talked about your getting around like-minded people. So I was telling my friend, I'm having this revelation, and she sent me this young woman's page. Her name is Shaw Drake.
Okay.
So she sent me her page, and she was all about women. So when I started out now, she was about women positioning themselves with rich men. And I was like, oh, baby, that's where I need to be, okay?
I ain't trying to call her no type of gold digger, but I'm just saying.
Now, we do believe in dating men that are financially stable now. But I think that people get caught up in the money. They chase the money instead of the mindset.
Right.
And so that's when we lose a lot of things, because we're chasing the mind. We're not chasing the mindset. We're not chasing the man that's with the money. We're chasing the money. And whenever you're chasing money, you're always going to have an adverse effect. So I got with Shaw. She started teaching me about confidence. See, I thought I went to go get the man, and this is what I teach my girls. You think you're coming to meet the man, but you're actually coming to meet yourself.
Oh, okay.
So she enlightened me with that. And with that, I just kept going up and up and up. And I started studying. I started diving into my craft. A lot of the time that I spend, I'm educating myself. I'm listening to podcasts. I'm reading books. I'm pouring into myself. So when my ladies come, I thought I had to be this at the top. All I have to do is be a couple steps ahead.
Okay. You know what? That is very insightful, because a lot of us don't know what it means to be a master of something. And there's a lot of degrees. I come from a martial arts background. So it isn't the black belt, which is the highest belt that you can pretty much have. Second degree, third degree is outstanding. It isn't that person who's teaching everything. Sometimes it's the person at intermediate belt that is teaching somebody at a slightly lower level. And it's the same thing. Now, your level of mastery may vary from Miss Drake, and her level of mastery may vary from somebody else, but it doesn't mean that you or anybody who's listening doesn't have something to offer.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about some dating do's and don'ts. What are some very common mistakes that ladies, men, and all people in between need to remember when they're doing things?
Focus on what you want.
Okay.
What you need. A lot of ladies just say they want a relationship, and I say, okay, what are you looking for? What does that look like for you? How does that feel when you're walking into What qualities does he need to have? What qualities do you need as a woman to support you through your day-to-day? If I'm a lawyer and I just got done with a big case and I'm tired, or I'm working towards a big case and I'm tired, does the man that I love know to turn the shower on, to have dinner ready, to turn down my bed? He supports me in that way. So do know what you want. Do love yourself first. Do not put that man before yourself.
Ooh, that's very deep, and a lot of people don't understand that. I want to take a small little segue before we continue going. Entrepreneurship is very big. Atlanta is one of the meccas of entrepreneurship, and I found this: you can't have two entrepreneurs in being a couple, but going in opposite directions. Either they're both along the same road, both chasing the same type of business that they're working in together mutually. So maybe it's a shoe brand, maybe it's a flower company, what have you. But if one is doing making backpacks, one is opening up a flower shop, and the other person is doing something else entrepreneurial, and it pulls them away, their relationship doesn't work. Do you agree with that, or do I need to readjust my thought?
So yes and no.
Okay.
So I believe in the masculine and feminine energy.
Okay.
I believe everyone has roles. So even if you don't believe in masculine and feminine energy, you need to understand which roles you would like your partner to have.
Okay.
So a lot of gentlemen I have met this weekend say they want a lady that's on her grind, ambitious.
Man, guys are stupid. We don't know what we want.
Listen, and that's what and then when I break it down to them, he's like, oh, I guess I really don't want that.
No, you don't, bro.
What they really want is a woman that makes them feel like home. So it doesn't really matter which path we're on, as long as she's able to put that down and make it feel like home every time they're together.
It can go both ways as well. And what's very interesting, as I'm sure you're aware, one of the fastest demographics of high-level MBA grads are African American women, which means that more money is starting to be made by African American women, and men, and just in general, are starting to make less. Of course, there's a wage gap. I'm not here to debate that.
Yes.
But with that comes a little bit of adjustment to the home life. Because some men need to be like, yeah, I'm Mr. Mom. I support her. Go, girl, go. And it is what it is. Is that a difficulty that you're finding with a lot of professional women?
So, yes, a lot of professional women. Some of my clients are doctors. I have women in tech. I have women in finance. Can
you give me their phone number, which is a little bit more important?
Now, I am preparing to build a Rolodex now.
Okay.
As I prepare my ladies, I want them to have quality men to date and explore this new level of wholeness with.
Right.
But I feel as if, again, with the roles, understanding the roles and what each person needs. Now, I think a little differently.
Well, keep going.
I think a little differently. I do not believe a man that makes less will be happy watching his woman make more if he has not defined who he is, and doesn't lie in his happiness. If he is still on the move, so work with me here. I know you're ready. If he's still on the move, right? If he hasn't figured out where he's going, because men have a financial clock, women have a biological clock. So, if he's still on the move and he's chasing the financial clock, he's not going to be happy with a woman who's already there.
True. You speaking to me right now. That literally happened to me 2018. Okay. So you speaking on it. Okay,
so he's just feeling a way about himself. Even if he loves that woman, it's his pride. It's he's not rooted in what he was meant here to come on this earth to do. So he loses a piece of himself even if he loves that woman.
Right on.
So I feel like that dynamic always has to be balanced. It always has to be balanced.
Okay, well, I'm definitely glad that you brought that up, because a lot of people have never had that level of insight before. But let's say now that we have one person who is the breadwinner, one person who is a traditional relationship. What are some of the things that can go left, even in the most traditional relationships, that we need to be aware of?
So, I am a traditionalist.
Okay.
I believe in traditional gender roles. I believe in masculine and feminine roles. And so for me, one of the things that I feel a lot of people will say, or this feminine movement, right? We're getting back into that. They don't really understand what that means. They don't understand what it means to be a feminine woman, and to know when to let your man figure it out.
Right.
Or when to drop that little, we just sprinkle a little bit of seasoning on it and we make it this way.
Right.
So we have to really understand our roles, and there's a difference between a masculine man and a provider man. Providing goes far beyond paying the bills? Is he loving you spiritually, physically, emotionally? Finances is a key. Is he protecting your space? Does he make you feel safe?
Okay. So here's a thing that I run into a lot. Well, I've at least seen. Okay, maybe it's a little bit of emotional trauma even.
We all have it.
Ladies want this. A lot of those qualities. I want a man who's going to lead. Well, guess what? I'm trying to go over here. Our goal is to go to this particular place. Hun, let's go check out this house. I don't want to go. You can't tell me what to do.
Okay.
So I think defining what being a leader in the relationship, if it is a traditional role, needs to be defined by both parties very, very, like in as much detail as possible. And we have to make sure that we're not lying to each other about it as well.
Yes.
The second part is...
You have to help her see the vision as well.
Okay. That's a very good point.
If she doesn't trust you to lead, she has to trust herself, the decision that she's made in you, to go in that direction. So she has to see the vision.
Right, okay.
And a lot of ladies can't see the vision because there is a group of men who are just leading and they're not understanding that this is how you lead. This is how you see the vision.
Okay.
So, go ahead.
So you got to sell them on the vision. Now let's go to the next part.
Yes.
Emotions. Traditional, we're going to say people born pre-96.
Okay.
Men were taught, I'm a man, I get up. What's my favorite scent? Gun. What's your favorite color? Gun.
Okay.
And what are you going to have for breakfast today? Cheerios.
Okay.
You get what I'm saying? Like, we weren't taught to be nurturing. And maybe, we can go a little bit deeper. My daddy wasn't around. My mom taught me that the men are tough, whatever you. And opening up that vulnerability that men are expected to have. There's a very fine line between being a man and being a punk.
Okay.
Straight up, Where do we find that balance as a man introducing this into a relationship?
Okay. So men don't need to be nurturing.
Okay.
That's a woman's role. Men need a safe place to be vulnerable.
Okay.
I've heard from gentlemen say that I couldn't cry with her. I couldn't tell her my problem without her saying that I'm weaker or that I need to man up. Men need a safe space to be able to open up and unlock those emotions that the whole world is fighting and beating him down against before he ever walks in that door.
Okay.
That's why I said men usually need a woman that makes it feel like home.
There we go. That's a very insightful point there. So, how many people have you helped so far?
So, I don't have an exact number on how many ladies that I've helped, but I can tell you that in my community right now, I have about 15 ladies that I see every single week. We have a weekly call. I have a program called Stiletto Camp.
Okay.
I teach women how to develop their mindset for dating, healthy dating practices.
Nice.
Healthy dating practices, getting rid of that all of that ick that's keeping them from moving forward and getting to the next level, because every woman deserves to be loved properly. Every woman deserves that in her life. And so much of our time we have spent pouring and building others because that is in our nature.
Right on.
And so I teach them to do that for themselves and then find somebody that matches that energy, someone worthy enough at that level to bring that back. Because it's all about even exchange. I pour, you pour.
Okay, so you about to be the next millionaire matchmaker. I like that so much. Okay, well listen, when you get onto the reality show, can I just be one of the background guys? I'm gonna hang out and be like, yep, you better listen to her.
Say, I was the first.
What are some books or something like that ladies can maybe look into in their hopes of developing themselves?
Okay.
Because you got to invest. So where do they got to invest at?
Okay, so I'm gonna drop mine. Number one, I have a book called Signals for High Vibrational Dating. It teaches the red, yellow, and green signals to get yourself in order. If he's doing, so say he brings up, he's saying something belittling about his ex. That's a red flag. That's a red sign.
That's both. No, that's both ways. That's both ways.
That's both ways.
I will run for the hills if I see that all she can do is speak negatively about her ex.
Yes.
I am not about that.
Yes.
I won't go there with navigation.
Not with navigation. I'm gonna have to use that now. If you hear me say it, just know I'm gonna give you your credit. But so I have that. I also think there's a book called Heal Yourself, and it talks about how to do your own work inside of yourself to heal yourself.
Right.
Now, I believe in other modalities of healing, but I think that if you really sit down, I think meditation is top tier. When I started meditating, I wasn't able to lock doors that I'd never been able to do before.
Right.
So I think that Heal Yourself is a great book, and then The Mastery of Love.
Oh boy, that is deep.
The Mastery of Love
deep.
is an excellent book as well.
I've only read one relationship and dating book. It was by Shannon Boodram. Okay, she's out of LA, originally from Toronto, and one of the things that she said is like, what are your 3 must-haves? And I'm trying to rewrite it and write it, and I'm like, I don't know what my 3 must-haves are. 2 legs, you know, like I didn't know. So now you're in the social media space.
Yes.
I know that there's going to be people that are going to want to reach out to you. How do they like to reach you?
Okay, so I am on Instagram on all platforms, Glow Girls Only, girls with an S.
Okay.
Glow Girls Only, and my website is glowgirlsonly.com.
What are give me 1 or 2 of your best stories of people who turned the corner, found success, found happiness?
Okay. So my clients range from, my current youngest client is 23.
Okay.
My current oldest client is 49.
Okay.
So
how's her credit score though?
It's good. She's in tech. Listen, she's
hey
in
girl,
tech. She's a
what
bad
she
girl.
saying?
She's a bad girl. So I feel, so for me, I have a young lady that I was working with another woman in this. We were collaborating. We were collaboration is the fastest way to escalation.
Right.
So we were collaborating, and I met this young lady. When I saw her moving around the room. I saw myself. I saw the version of myself that I grew from.
Right.
I saw her moving around the room and trying to help everybody. And the person that was running the event wasn't even like nowhere in sight or whatever, right? And I talked to her and I set her down and I said, listen, baby. I said, you're running around here moving like you were on the payroll. I said, you need to sit back and rest. I said, you are an attendee of this event and you paid VIP.
Oh, geez.
You need to be sitting down. That young lady is now my student. She is now my student, and I was able, and see, this is how God blesses you, because she needed to meet me. She went through someone else to meet me. That young lady is now, last month, she went on a helicopter ride over New York City.
Okay.
Amazing. For me, my biggest success stories are the mindset shift, the elevation. It's not the man. I want you to get the man, because I got another girl doing some things with the man out here.
Okay.
But for me, that me seeing her sit back, rest in her femininity, being able to allow others to do for her, love her loving herself, that for me,
that's a success story right
that's
there.
That's a success story, top tier experience.
That is awesome.
And then I have another young lady.
Okay.
She is in med school.
Okay.
She's in med school, and she thought, same way I did, that she wanted a man with the money. So what I showed her is, well, what are you going to do when you get him?
A lot of people don't think that far.
A lot of people don't think that far. What do you want him to do for you? Are you going to have him buy you BS? Or are you going to have him build your business? How is he investing in you? How are you investing in yourself so that when he comes along, you already on the track? Because what do you look like going to him and you haven't even made a step forward? That's what a lot of dudes are asking. Like, what is? Listen, I could keep this money to myself. I could keep this lifestyle to myself. Yes. Yes. So she has been able. Now she's still going on fabulous dates. She met a gentleman, and she was telling him about her business. This is their first date. Next morning he calls and he said, "I know you have that class, and it starts today. Did you pay the money?" She said, "Well, no, I'm still trying to figure out how I'm going to move it around." He said, "Tell me how much it is again." She said, $997. He cashed out for $1,000.
Is he still single? I mean, I don't go that way, but we could hang out and be friends. I could be his best friend.
Yes, indeed.
I'm a good guy.
Yes, indeed.
My exes probably won't tell you that.
You know, I'm pretty sure we all have some skeletons in our closets.
Okay. Well, thank you. Listen, you've been an absolute blessing. Let people know one more again. What's your IG handle? And obviously it's going to be all over the socials. Yes. Glow Girls Only, girls with an S, on all social platforms. Girl, thank you so much. Yes. All right. Thank you. All right, hold it.